Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis. It's Comic Book Roundtable, except it's just me. I'm the only person here. The only person here. That's okay. I'm going to talk some comics anyway. I didn't get my comics, first and foremost. The mail service let me down. I'm not sure exactly what happened. It looks like they got shipped on time. Somewhere along the way, they got hung up. And so I won't have my comics until Monday, which stinks because, of course, then that means I'm going to be power reading those 10 books to have them read in time for when hopefully this coming week's comics come out. So, yeah. But at any rate, you're just going to listen to me talk comics unless somebody else pops in, which is always a possibility. Or it could just end up being just me. Right off the bat, if you want to, if you're checking stuff out, you're on here or whatever, and you're in the comment section or whatever. If somebody mentioned, hey, you're crazy if you're buying your comics, you can just go get all your comics from here. Just Google blah blah blah, and you can read them for free. You can because people have pirated the comics and posted them on an online site, and you can read them for free, but no one's getting paid. The creators that make the books aren't getting paid. The people who publish the books aren't getting paid. The people who distribute books aren't getting paid. Nobody's getting paid. And the people who are hosting the damn site are probably making money off of all the freaking ads that are all over the place on the things. Which clearly, if no one's getting paid, they're going to quit making comics. I mean, now, people will keep making comics because people make comics now because they love them more than, making money. But they got to be able to make some money off of them for anything. So they'll make them, but they'll be secret. You won't get to see them. I won't get to see them. At least I know I won't get to see them because I live in the middle of nowhere. So it's not like I'm going to be someplace where, I'm not hanging out in Portland where the cool kids are all at to get to check out the comics firsthand because nobody can afford to produce them. And in all likelihood, if they're not making enough money, then they can't even be a part-time comic book creator with their full-time job. So there are places you can read the comic books for free where, the creators are reimbursed. There's like Hoopla that Mike, Sergeant America, is talking about. You get to your library. Some libraries have Hoopla. I don't believe mine does, but I have to admit I haven't checked recently to see if that's the case. If you're fortunate enough to have a library with physical copies, of course, you can go and check out physical copies of graphic novels and whatnot. My library does not carry those because I clearly live in a place with a bunch of heathens. Anytime they got graphic novels in, somebody would steal them off the shelves. And so the library quit getting them because they got tired of filling somebody else's pockets with comic books. So that being said, buy your damn comic books. Pay for them. There's all kinds of stuff in the world that seemingly is free on the internet that is not really free. You're costing somebody something. There's my little speech on pirates and all of that sort of stuff. So, like I said, I don't have my comic books. So what should we talk about? What should we talk about? I could talk solicitations for January. I think that's the latest solicitations. I could throw up the website here. We could talk about that a little bit. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll start out with that, and then we'll see what happens. So I'm going to see if I can get this going. I'll tell you now. I'm going to use CBR's website, I think. I just got asked if I booted somebody off the chat, and I didn't kick anybody off the chat. They must have just disappeared. The person that was suggesting that we pirate, because telling us to do that is I don't find offensive. So I'm not going to be, kicking people for that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to talk while I'm looking at stuff here. So anyway, I'm using CBR, and we'll see how it goes. It anymore is so covered in crap that has nothing to do. I mean, well, all this other stuff, ads and yeah, all kinds of stuff. So it's not the greatest website, but it's the easiest place for me to basically get all the you know, some of the main things right off the bat. So where should we start? Should we start? Let's start with let's start with Marvel. Bring up Marvel solicitations. And I'll see if I can scroll through these. If it suddenly locks my computer up and whatnot, we'll find out exactly how that all plays out. Okay, so let me see if I can share this website here. Share. Don't want an entire screen. Let's go Marvel solicitations. So I'm assuming that means everybody else can see. Yep, looks like everybody else can see Marvel solicitations. I'll try and bounce back and forth to your comments because this is just me today. Definitely interactive. You got something to say in the comment section. You comment and hopefully I can see it and we'll talk about it and whatnot. But here we are. Marvel solicitations for January of 2018, beginning of the new year. And hey, you know, I'm just going to talk about whatever. So I'm going to talk art. I'm going to talk whatever on the way. That's a cool page. I mean, I'm assuming that's a cover. So we're talking Avengers. Oh, no. Avengers No Surrender. Does that mean there's another event book coming up already? Ooh, I like that too. Or maybe that's the title of the story arc. At any rate, so just glancing at this, it looks like our Avengers team potentially is Beast, Thor, Rogue, the Vision, and that's Quicksilver, right? I hope it's Quicksilver. See, you know, this so Avengers 675. It's got all kinds of variant covers and whatnot. So I don't know if those are supposed to be the variant covers or not. See, Avengers is a book I'd love to get into, but Avengers goes weekly for a stunning 16-part saga that will write the end of an era. Right, not right as in fix, but right as in you know, handwriting. The Earth has been stolen. Bum, bum, bum. The sky burns while mysterious cosmic objects crash down from above, wreaking havoc across the world. Okay, so if the Earth has been stolen, what world are they raining down on? At any rate, the Avengers are the last line of defense between Earth and the mysterious forces threatening to tear it apart. It's time to assemble! The team you know and love from the Avengers, Uncanny Avengers, and U.S. Avengers, and Occupy Avengers come together to face a threat beyond any they've faced before in a weekly epic adventure that will define the future of Earth's mightiest heroes. It's a $5 book, 40 pages at $4.99. That's okay. Mike will tell you that it's not worth it because the covers will fall apart. I'm looking to see who the artists are because the writers, there's 3 writers on the book: Mark Waid, Alan Wing, and Jim Zub. It says art by Pepe Lazar. And I'm assuming that's just art for 765. Well, if that's a cover, that's an interesting cover. So these must be some of the different covers. I don't know. Okay, so 67's got the same Pepe Lazara. Laraz. I'm going to get scolded for pronouncing this stuff wrong. I know it. So yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be curious to see if they maintain an artist through the whole thing. It might actually be good. So these are all connecting covers. There's a whole bunch of connecting covers, variants and whatnot too. I kind of like the idea of these people being teamed up, but man, a weekly. Okay, so number 1 was $4.99 at 40 pages. The other books are $3.99 at 32 pages. It looks like. So I don't know. Weekly book though, that's rough. And does that mean if it's encompassing all those Avengers, does that mean those other Avenger books don't exist anymore? Is that how I'm supposed to take that? Okay, so then they've got the return of Jean Grey, which I'll tell you right now, I am not a Jean Grey fan at all. So my mileage does not go very far for this. Kitty Pryde, Old Man Logan, and Cyclops are leading a team of X-Men all across the globe, chasing events connected to the Phoenix. But teammates disappearing and familiar enemies returning, the X-Men are fighting a losing battle. Beast doesn't know how or what shape it will take, but he knows they are running out of time before the Phoenix makes its true presence known. I don't know. Do they go back to this well a lot? The Phoenix well? It sure seems like they do. Meanwhile, a young woman named Jean is starting to go insane in her peaceful suburban life. Nightmares and daydreams are spilling over into the world and revealing the cracks in her reality. So no, I'm not for it. Like I said, really dislike the Jean Grey. Love the X-Men in the past, but not a Jean Grey or a Phoenix fan. Look at the comments. J-Rock is asking, let's talk your favorite classic. My favorite classic comics. The X-Men. I love the X-Men during the Hellfire Club era of the X-Men. Absolutely love that. Where John Byrne was doing some of the art on that. I loved where it spinned over into the New Mutants. Hellfire Club stuff did. I really like that era as far as classic comics go. Let's see what else. I like a lot of really early Vertigo. I love the original Sandman stuff. To me, that's classic. Classic modern comics, I guess. I like Hellblazer, the original Hellblazer, when it was first running and whatnot, quite a bit. Problematic now, but I liked the original long run of Green Arrow that Mike Grell did and whatnot. There's some kind of classic stuff there, stuff that some of the they keep going back to now and whatnot. Yeah, some of that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I have no interest in the whole Jean Grey thing whatsoever. Yeah, just the whole Scott Cyclops shenanigans, blah, blah. Oh, see now that was going to lock up on me. And really, Green Arrow, some of the Green Arrow I really like. Talking about Green Arrow because J-Rock's saying they needs to read some Green Arrow. I like the Kevin Smith. I actually like the Kevin Smith run that was Kevin Smith and Phil Hester, and then who took over after Kevin Smith. This is when he gets resurrected because he was dead. Green Arrow was dead for a while. He gets resurrected. Oh, it's the author. He's a book writer mostly. Oh, shoot. What is his name? I can't remember his name. Phil Hester did the art on it for a while. Then Mike Judd took over on writing. It was still really good. I was tired. I felt like I was tired of Judd Weddick's writing at the time. Brad Metzler. Thank you, Jocko. That's who I was thinking of. I really liked his run. I liked that whole thing through there. I loved Judd Weddick's run. I loved his introduction of the character Mia. I really liked all of that stuff. I liked Oliver and Green Arrow and Black Canary's relationship in that. It was problematic, but it seemed kind of genuinely real. Ollie's a kind of a broken man in a lot of ways. He makes a lot of huge mistakes, and it's interesting watching him own up to some of those mistakes. So that was a really good era of comics. There's some other great artists that were in there. Cliff Chang was doing some great art in there for a while too and whatnot. And I just liked a lot of that was going on there. Really, really enjoyed that. And then just, man, right before the New 52 came out, Dan Didio decided that he was going to that Green Arrow should be a focused character. They said, and I don't know, the stories that started coming out then just really got bad. Not necessarily Dan Didio's fault, but anyway, some stinky stuff there. So continue on with the resurrection stuff. Oh, come on, scroll. There we go. Ooh, that's kind of cool looking. I like the way that looks. It's kind of cool. Oh, it's really having a hard time scrolling though, because this page does not run very well. Well, the ads and crap that are on it. Come on. Ooh, do not like some of this art though. Come on. Trying to get to their solicitations to see if we can get that. And see, then there's the actual Jean Grey stuff. Well, that's curious though, because this is Dennis Hoplet writing it and Victor Eisman, but Alberto Albuquerque doing some of the art. So I don't know, it's a mix in the art there. Oh, come on. Those scrolls? Oh, no, they're not scrolls. I see. This is Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. Come on. Oh, somebody with the Infinity Gauntlet. That's going to be interesting. Well, I'm sorry that this page is loading so slow. Guardians of the Galaxy 150 and 151. They're still selling lenticular covers. Lenticular cover by Alex Ross. Interesting. So I have no idea what that'll end up being like. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot of issue 150. That's right. As more and more parties take an interest in the Infinity Stones, a man with serious Infinity experience joins the fray. Plus, Nova Rocket leads the charge against the Raptors. 40 pages for $5 again, $4.99. And then the next issue drops down to 32 for $3.99. So these beginning issues, even though it says 150, the beginning of these new stuff is just you're gonna have to pay that extra $1 for it for a few more pages. It looks like, and more people are coming into the chats. I'm not really talking variant covers. I am just basically I am talking solicitations, January solicitations for Marvel at the moment. So Aaron Kruder on Guardians of the Galaxy is good art. Okay. Come on. See if we can get this thing to scroll. Is Professor X back? Can somebody tell me that? Because I mean, he was dead for a while. I mean, they like cut his head off and played around with his brain and stuff for a while. So with the legacy stuff, does that mean he's coming back? Oh, and I don't know what this cover is, but it's got like Spider-Woman back in the classic costume. So, I don't know. Wow, there's parts of that it's kind of problematic. Come on. Sort of maybe. Is that a sort of maybe to Professor X being back? I don't know what these are all covers for. I don't like that cover, though. Oh, I wish this would scroll faster. I don't know what this feed looks like to you guys, but oh, it's horrible for me. Oh, and Sleep Reader 666 is saying that he heard that Marvel printed lenticular covers on paper that was too thin, so that's why they didn't work right. But he doesn't know if that's correct. Sounds good. I mean, we know it didn't work right. I don't know why it didn't work right, but clearly there's some sort of a reason why it didn't, why it didn't work right. Okay, so there's looks like Xavier walking. So finally, we get down to Astonishing XMen #7, written by Charles Soule, art by Phil Noto. See, that's kind of interesting. A Man Called X Part 1. Charles Xavier has a plan. He is going to save the world, whether you want it or not. Act 2 of the Astonishing X-Men saga begins here as the long-lost mutant returns to the world of the X-Men. Venom X offers a kiss, and Bishop discovers the Mind Killer. So if Astonishing X-Men is on number 7, does that mean there's no blue and gold anymore? I'm really confused by how many different X titles there are. And it's one of those kind of things I'd love to check out. So I don't know. Let's see if I can get this to scroll here. Oh, this is horrible. Kind of like this Black Panther cover. It's kind of cool. Really curious to see how hot Black Panther gets with the Black Panther movie coming out here pretty soon, too. Or pretty soon, relatively speaking. Ooh, Black Panther with Kang, huh? Is that Kang? Is Kang the guy with the big giant Sonic thing? Boy. Really out of touch with Marvel. So Astonishing X-Men is a third X-Men book. Ooh, okay. So if I get one X-Men book, is it going to get tied into the other X-Men book when they do some sort of crossover? Or would you be safe reading just Astonishing X-Men, do you think? Man, this is annoying how slow this is.
Checking me.
Okay, so Black Panther. Rise of the Black Panther. 1 of 6. So we still got the same writers on the book. And the same artist doing the book. Oh, just in time for the highly anticipated film, just like I was saying. Witness the early years of the man who will become to rule the most significant advanced country in the world. So this is going to go back and kind of tell Claw, thank you. I knew it started with a K. So it's going to go back and tell the old stuff. So that'll be interesting. Might be a mini series worth reading, as long as it doesn't want to reflect too closely to the movie and it's going to do its own thing. I might be interested in that. So that'd be kind of cool. Okay, here we're going to get to Old Man Hawkeye, right? Is that what this is going to be? Maybe. If we can get to scroll. Looks like Road Warrior crap to me. Let's see. Oh, that's a basic cover. Holy cows. Oh, I don't know how long I'll be able to do this because this is going to drive me crazy with how slowly this thing scrolls. Okay, so yeah, it is Old Man Hawkeye, issue 1 of 12. Ethan Stack's written, and Marco Cialetto is doing the artwork. See, I like him. He does some good stuff, but I don't know that I'm interested in reading some future version of Hawkeye, though. Superheroes have fallen. The country has been divided into territories controlled by supervillains. Among the wasteland lives Clint Barton, one of the few Avengers to survive. But it's been 45 years, and he's no longer Avenger. Trying to eke out a living any way he can, the former Hawkeye is confronted with a startling discovery. The sharpshooter is going blind. With time running short, Clint realizes there is one last thing he wants to see: revenge for his fallen comrades in arms. Rising star writer Ethan Stacks and superstar artist Cialetto take you back to the wastelands in a story set 5 years before the original classic Old Man Logan. So 45 years. So that makes him what? 70? 65? I don't know. 12-issue story. I don't know. Oh. Legion. Gonna have another Legion. I'm gonna get this. This is something I'm gonna get. This is a Legion 5-issue miniseries written by Peter Milligan. That's the biggest reason I get it. I like the character Legion. So would be interested in that. I don't know. Wilfredo Torres. I don't know him as an artist. I guess he did some Moon Knight and some Black Panther. It's saying here, but I'm gonna pick this up, see what it is. David Haller. Senate Professor Charles Xavier has always had trouble containing the multiple personalities in his mind. With each personality comes a wild and dangerous mutant power. But now, a terrifying new personality is threatening to absorb these and take over David's mind and body. In a desperate attempt to save himself, David seeks out the help of renowned psychotherapist Hannah Jones to delve into his fractured mind and fight back the dark personality. But unknown to Legion, Dr. Jones brings her own demons with her. Bum, bum, bum. I'll probably pick that up. Heck, I'm going to be gunning for the Bill Sekowitz covers, except for, I don't know, if they're the incentive cover or whatnot, then I won't pick them up. Kind of try not to buy variants, but clearly I say that and then I fold and buy variants anyway, so. Rogue and Gambit. I have zero interest in this because I have zero interest in their relationship. I love Rogue. She's my favorite X-Men. But I do not care about Gambit. Gambit is a cartoon character that they stuck in a comic book, right? At least that's how I see it anyway. Rogue and Gambit 1 of 5. Though Kelly Thompson is doing the writing and Perez is doing the art. So that's a good combination as far as that kind of stuff goes. But I don't I don't care about this this combo of stuff. Everybody's favorite X couples reunited. Boy, they are not happy about it. Kitty Pryde must send Rogue and Gambit on an undercover mission to find a group of kidnapped mutants. What they discover on this mission will shock them. Will bring them closer together? Question mark. High stakes adventure caper with only the 2 hottest X-Men can deliver. I didn't know they were the hottest X-Men. Ugh. Say so. J-Rock is saying that he loves the couple. Awesome. I just, like I said, I have zero interest because then I have zero interest in Gambit as a character. So, oh, Gambit is not. He was in the comics line before the cartoon. Okay, fine. He feels like a cartoon character to me. I just don't have an interest in him. I don't. Nope, you can't change my mind. Captain America. I do love this cover. Just, because of who's on the cover and whose head's stuck on the plaque back there. So Mark Waid, Chris Samney. Classic creators. I'm sure this book looks great. I didn't pick up the issue. It came out this week, right? I'm not interested in a travel across the country Captain America book. Let's try and fix his name after turning him into, Hydra Cap and that sort of stuff. I feel like they need to do something different with him, and I'm just not a fan of the travel across the country to find yourself type story. I haven't been a fan of that since probably what 87, 88 when Green Arrow did it. So Kraven the Hunter has a new target. It's Steve Rogers. Trapped in unfamiliar territory, stripped of his shield, and on the run, Cap must find a way to evade Kraven long enough to save an innocent life. But this time, it might be impossible. Just wait until you see the final page. I like Kraven the Hunter, though. So that's kind of a cool idea. And like I said, I'm sure it looks good. But I don't know. Melts in your hands. That's what Mike tells me. Melts in your hands. See if I can scroll up here. It's supposed to be the Inhumans, I guess. Top of my head. Why does Black Bolt have all that white on him? I don't like that cover. Never seen him wearing white, right? Yeah, so Jackie was confirming that he didn't recap either, but he flipped through it and it looked sweet. I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all. You know, Chris Samney is going to be anything he's drawing is going to look great as far as that goes. I just can't imagine, it not, looking good. So, oh, the scrolling on this is horrible. I'm just not sure if this is. I'm assuming this is Inhuman stuff. So it's like the Royals or maybe it is just the Inhumans. Let's see. Almost there. Young Animals presents the Inhumans. Yes. Oh, I like that cover. That cover is an awesome cover. That's the Jolly cover. So Inhumans Judgment Day #1. Al Ewing and Mike Del Mondo. Mike, Sergeant America. Mike Del Mondo is doing the Inhumans Judgment Day. The Inhumans face the wrath of their creators. So I am thinking that I will probably pick this up. I like the Inhumans. That Jolly cover is awesome. I don't know what the wraparound TV variant cover. The hell is a TV variant cover by Jolly? That's going to be expensive. So I don't know if this is based on the TV show. I'm not touching it. I actually watched the latest episode of the Inhumans TV show on Fox. Whew, that is a turkey of a show, isn't it? So the royal family has spent months tracking down Primogen, the element that birthed Terrigen and could save the Inhuman race from its slow extinction. But to get it, they confront the progenitors. Ooh, cool. Beings older than Earth itself. Sorry, need to learn to read. They stole fire from the gods, and the gods are angry. The fate of the planet Earth once again sits in Black Bolt and Medusa's hands. Progenitors are here to end their experiment once and for all, and our world with it. Who will be able to stand on Judgment Day? 40 pages, $5 is the first issue. I'm assuming it'll drop in price, but Demundo art, yeah, it's probably a give me. That's the actors, the TV show. That's what it sounds like. J-Rock is telling me. So that's, you're right. It kind of does look like. Yeah, it does kind of look like them. Interesting. That's an interesting thought. I wonder how expensive that one's going to be. Oh, it's a one-shot. What? It says 40 pages, one shot. So what's the point of that? How can that fit all that story in 40 pages? Sergeant America said he was going to get it, and then he was remembered that the crappy cover, so now he's not getting it again. So let's scroll down here. Looks like we're going to be some Iron Man. I do not know what's going on with Iron Man anymore. Come on, come on. Oh, I do not like the color job on that. Invincible Iron Man 5/96. Of course, Brian Michael Bendis is still writing it. Stefano Casillo and Alex Malvey are doing the art. The Mundo cover. The search for Tony Stark. So looking for Tony Stark. So at some point we're going to get Tony Stark back. Okay. So Riri and Doom are looking for Tony. Okay. Cool. Doom is trapped in a hell of his own making. Riri makes a huge choice for the future, and the mystery of Tony Stark begins to reveal itself. And it's a shocker. Who is behind Iron Man's amazing resurrection? And is the Tony we all know and is it the Tony we all know and love? This is going to take forever, guys. Could be here all night, just trying to scroll through this stuff. Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur. That's all the kids. So is this we're gonna get another? We're still running the champions. Is the champions still going? I think it's interesting. One of the most popular characters, I would think, would be Ms. Marvel, and they got her tucked way back there in the back of the cover. Oh, yep. So, oh well, that's why I never get the champions. Humberto Ramirez, I do not care for his art. Do not care for his art at all. So, Champion for a Day, Part 1. So, it is still around. Curious. Okay. Odin's son and Odin, it looks like. And this cover looks like it's a first-person shooter, and we're whatever the purple person is. The mighty Thor. So, Jockey was saying Rouse is awful, not sorry. Good. I'm glad it's not just me. So the Mighty Thor, still written by Jason Aaron. Russell Donnerman's doing the art and a cover. Hey, kids, variant cover. Avengers variant cover by Rob Liefeld. So you know we'll all jump on the variant cover, right? The Death of the Mighty Thor, Part 4. So, where is Jane Foster? Their mightiest hero, who amongst the Asgardians can face the wrath of a billion murder beings and survive? Oh my gosh. Is it the Purple Man? No. Impossible Man? What is going on with SheHulk? Kind of like this cover. It's kind of a freaky looking cover. I really would like to be reading SheHulk. I don't know. Ooh, that's a rough cover. I mean, look, okay, so look at Thor. I mean, so look how big his head is, that shoulder. It's just not right. I just no. And there's this leg. I don't get covers like that. Ugh. So SheHulk 161. Same lady is writing it. Tamaka. Wednesday is the artist on it. Kidnapped by a deranged fan who also happens to be in cahoots with Jen's oldest enemy, the leader. You can call it Legacy. Jen calls it Monday. It's the worst thing that had ever happened to Jen. Maybe not. But Jen's about to lose control and everything's about to get way worse. The leader. Thank you, Jocko. Glad you guys... I used to know all the Marvel stuff, and I have been so far out of the loop of it for so long that I have a hard time remembering it all anymore. This is a Greg Land cover. Incredible Hulk, so 712. Written by Greg Pak with art by Greg Land. I despise Greg Land artwork as a general rule, so I don't have a lot of interest in this. So is Banner back, or is it still Cho? Hulk enters the next stage of barbaric trials known as the Gauntlet. Okay, so is this him out in space again? We rehashing that. But if Dark Hulk within him is finally loose, who will save Amandius from himself? So it is Cho. Okay, cool. I keep waiting for him to somehow bring Banner back. I'm really trying to scroll right now so we can see the next. comic, but oh my gosh. It's painful. It's painful. Oh, got off the wrong page here. Let's see if I got a Venom 160. Venom Incorporated Part 5, so it's a long arc they got going on. I'm not much of a Venom fan. Anybody out there reading Venom? Is it good? I mean, to tell you the truth, I quit reading SpiderMan and all that kind of stuff. Not much longer after his black suit kind of, crawled off of him and whatnot. I mean, that's about when I quit reading SpiderMan, I guess, with any seriousness, before Venom was a thing. But I did think it was cool when Spider-Man came back from Secret Wars with the black suit and whatnot. I thought was cool. And who knows what the mystery of the suit was. That was all cool. But this giant parasitic monster with the big fangy mouth has not really grabbed me, I guess. So Amazing Spider-Man Venom Incorporated Omega 1. It's the next part. So clearly the whole Venom Incorporated Inc. thing is crossing over among stuff, because this says it's Venom Inc. Part 6. Got a little bit of slot writing on that one. Holy smokes, people. I don't know. This whole look at the solicitations thing may not work, because this is taking way too long to scroll through to get to where we can talk about anything. So, because my computer doesn't like this page, because it's got so much pop-up crap on it that it's trying to block. So Spider-Gwen number 28. Okay, so Jason Latour is writing it. Robbie Rodriguez is doing the art and doing the cover. This is the Gwen Venom Part 4. My question is, Robbie Rodriguez, I thought he was quitting. I thought he was getting out of comic books, because he's going blind, isn't he? His eyesight is getting so bad, if I remember correctly. And so I'm just surprised that he keeps working. So it must not be as bad as what originally was kind of portrayed as. I guess. Or he's going to get as much money made now while he can, before he can't really see to do work anymore. Ugh. Wonder Man. This is the West Coast Avengers? God, looks like the West Coast Avengers. Tiger on there and the old costumes. I don't know. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 794. Is this a variant cover? Oh, Avengers variant cover by Todd Nuck. So that's what it is. It is West Coast Avengers. It's a West Coast Avengers variant cover. Okay. So anybody think that Dan Slott will be off this book in the next 5 years even? And does anybody care? I mean, people think he should be on the book for 20 years? I mean, he's already been on for like 10, right? I guess if you feel like he's still got something to say. To me, it seems like, I don't know. I mean, cool in one sense, but in another sense, to be like, man, give somebody else a turn. It feels like. Oof. And Amazing Spider-Man 236. So, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to have to give this up. This is not going to work because this is scrolling too slow. Is anybody reading the Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man? I haven't heard anybody really talk about it. What's Chip Zdarsky like writing the book? I used to collect Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man way back in the day when it was originally out. Okay, let's see here. Some Deadpoolish stuff. Spider-Man Deadpool. I have a hard time believing this is still a thing. But then I have a hard time believing that Deadpool's a thing. Oh, look, a bunch of floating heads. Literally, floating heads. You all know how much I love floating heads, but this one I actually like because that's pretty funny. Because there are actually a bunch of severed heads floating around. So that's funny. Is that the Chameleon, right? Yep, the Chameleon. So this comes out like twice a week, or I mean twice a month. Holy smokes. Don't feed the freaks. This is a Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows. I hear it's actually pretty decent, or some part of it is. Jody Hauser writing this, so that's kind of curious. This is like the worst. Daredevil 579. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that because I can't handle it. The site's going way too slow. I'm going to see if I can find the solicitations someplace else. Let's see if I can. See if Newsarama has them or something. Maybe they're not as bad. Right. All righty, I can scroll through this. Okay. Phew. Let me see if I can share this one. All righty. Then I'll see if we can get down here. We'll look at the pictures as we roll along, right? Okay. Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider. Is anybody? Oh, does that show? When I put a pop out? No, it doesn't, does it? Okay, let's see here. Does it? Okay, so you can't see that. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was going to work that way. The Slinger's Return. So, I don't know. I don't hear anybody talking about Scarlet Spider either. I know for a while it was a book that people read. I didn't talk about it much though. So Daredevil 597. Charles Soule's still writing it. Stefano Delandi is doing the artwork on it. Covers by Dan Mora. Major Fisk. So we're doing the whole Fisk thing. Jocko, if you're still around, are you reading Daredevil? Who's reading Daredevil out there? So he's the mayor. So that's kind of cool. See exactly how that pans out. That could be interesting. When Mayor Fisk makes Matt Murdock an offer he can't refuse, the city's most famous lawyer joins up with the Fisk administration. But surely Daredevil will never give up on taking the Kingpin down. Interesting. Jessica Jones. The Purple Man is back, it sounds like. I like that cover. David Mack, that's why. David Mack cover. I like David Mack's artwork. Generally, it's just kind of strange enough that it's pretty cool looking. Iron Fist 76, Ed Briston, Mike Perkins on art. Jeff Deckel is doing the cover art. This is a Sabretooth storyline going on. Kind of like that cover. That's kind of a cool cover. I kind of like if you can throw a scene on top of a, inside of a body, so it's not just floating around. I don't know. I like that better than the ones that are floating around, but that's kind of a cool cover as a whole. I'm digging that. I hear Iron Fist is good. Missing out. Should be reading Iron Fist. It's kind of the kind of a cool martial arts book. It sounds like, so kind of wish I had picked it up. Punisher 220. Matthew Rosberg's doing the writing, and boy, I'm not even gonna pretend to pronounce the Italian name. I'm assuming Italian. Clayton Crane's doing the cover. Frank Castle, War Machine, Part 3. Frank's torn through General Petra's soldiers and tanks, but an even deadlier force has Frank in their sights. A trap is set with innocent lives on the line. Oh no. Oh, seriously, he's actually running around in an Iron Man costume. Oh, that's kind of like putting Batman in a robot suit, right? Am I wrong? I don't know. The Defenders, based off the TV show, right? Harlan Burns as the Defenders push back against the bloodiest gang war in Marvel history. Some will rise, some will fall, and there will be a new Defenders. I mean, that's an awesome looking group there because it's clearly all ladies there. Misty Knight, what White Panther is that there? Elektra, Jessica Jones, Black Cat. Not sure who the white person in the background with the katana is, though. The woman in the white. And there's Deadpool back there photobombing. So that's kind of obnoxious. Oops. Let me get clicked on the wrong page here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Gordon is my Batman. Robo Batman forever. Thank you, Mike, Sergeant America. Ugh. Luke Cage. Be reading Luke Cage. I quit reading Luke Cage and Power Man when they were, together, kind of a thing. Caged Part 4. Does not look like fun. Marvel 2-in-1. Is anybody checking out the Marvel 2-in-1s? So this is Marvel 2-in-1 number 2. The Fate of the Four, Part 2. What is the secret of Reed Richards, and is it deep within a monster island? Ben and Johnny are the only ones who can uncover it unless Doom beats them to it. The Fate of the Four continues here. It's a great cover. Why don't they just bring the Fantastic Four back? It's ridiculous that there's no Fantastic Four, that they're messing around with all this stuff. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Oh. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, issue 28. Continues to be a fan favorite with some. I know that there's the dude bros don't like it. They think the art is horrible, blah, 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 blah. It's just a fun comic. It's a fun comic, clearly geared towards not the dude bros, but it sells well. You may look at the sales numbers that Diamond puts out and say it doesn't, but it sells well in trade and it sells well digitally. Otherwise, it wouldn't still be around because Marvel's not going to produce a book that's not making themselves money. Not sure exactly what the cover's about, but I think it's pretty cool there. You got somebody mocking, a mock-up of Silver Surfer, because, I mean, clearly they're wearing breeches and a bald cap, so kind of fun. Definitely one of those books that I know is not geared to me, but if I had, if my daughter was like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years younger, would definitely be, pitching it towards her. Actually, she would like it now if I bought it. And if I bought it in trade, she would like it, and she'd probably think it was fun. Loki's back, baby. Can Cat Thor be far behind? So, all kinds of fun in that. Captain Marvel 128. Margaret Solt and Michelle Bandy. Cover art by Phil Noto. Clearly, it's like a Phil Noto there. She's elbowing him in the face. Kind of funny. So, Reality Stone is what they're after. No idea. I don't know anybody who's reading Captain Marvel anymore either. It was a big thing for a while there. Black Panther 169. Tasha Coates is still doing the writing on it. Leonard Kirk is the artist. Covers by Brian Stelfreeze. A variant cover by Marcus Martin. The Claw stands supreme, part 4. So lots of story with the Claw. I'm guessing that's the variant cover. It's kind of crazy and fun. I like it. This would be our standard cover. I like the variant cover way better. I hate these. I mean, that background, there's nothing to it. I mean, I get it's full of heroes and stuff, but it just like that style of cover at all. Hawkeye issue number 14, still written by Kelly Thompson, still drawn by Leonardo Romero, and great covers by Julian Tedeschi. As I kill that last name. Family Reunion Part 2. Been really enjoying this book a lot. She's trying to find her mother now is what she's trying to do. But yeah, love it. Clint's in the book, it looks like. Double Trouble. I like it when the two of them play off of each other and stuff. Just a lot of fun. Good book. Everyone should be reading it. A book that I did not enjoy. I read the first 2 or 3 issues of America. Gabriel Rivera with Joe Quintos on art. I just didn't think it was written well structurally. The way the way comics are written, it bounced from place to place and didn't make sense. There were moments that were fun. I mean, it's great watching her, travel into time and pop out and punch Nazis and all that kind of stuff is all fun. I like the setting and stuff. That was all really kind of cool and hip and fun and stuff. But I did not care for literally the structure of how the comic was put together and how the story moved between those points. I did not like. Now we're almost a year into writing it. Maybe it might be worth me checking back out again. I really like the character. It's one of my favorite Marvel characters, America is. Just to see if they've gotten better at, for me, in writing structurally and whatnot. It's not subject matter. It's not the issue. It's literally the way it was crafted that I have problems with. So, Doctor Strange. I am getting back on Doctor Strange. I'm interested to see what Donny Cates can do as far as a writer goes. Gabriel Hernandez Walta, I really like his art. He did the art, The Vision. I really enjoyed him quite a bit in that. I don't know who's doing the coloring. I don't know if Jody Blair is doing the coloring or not for it. That's the one downside to these solicitations here. They never tell us who the colorists are, and I really think they should, because colorists do so much heavy lifting now in comics that it's kind of crazy not to have them listed as artists. Of course, cover art by Mike Delmundo, so that'll be fun. And this is Loki, the Sorcerer Supreme, Part 4. Doctor Strange has acquired the biggest weapon he could imagine to finally take back his Sorcerer Supreme title from Loki, but will it be enough? So he's going to be battling Loki, which should be all kinds of fun. There's the cover. So I don't know, this black swirly stuff is the ultimate power, that monster of hate. Is that what it is? Or is this just conveniently a cover that looks like that? Like I said, I am back on that book. I am looking forward to checking out and seeing what it's going to be like for sure. Tales of Suspense. Issue 101 of 5. Love that. Travel Foreman art on it. That's kind of interesting. Andre Sorrentino cover art. So Hawkeye and Bucky is in this Tale of Dispense. There's some Black Widow stuff going on there. That's a cool cover. I like the cover. Really don't know what that is about. 101 of 5. How are you supposed to know where that's at in the story? I mean, it says it's part 3. Red Ledger part 2. So I'm assuming it's number 2 of 5, but strange. Spirits of Vengeance 4 of 5. This is a miniseries. You get all of the oh, I'll spit it out. The Ghost Riders and all those kind of characters all together there. Blade's in there. What is that? The Devil's Daughter or whatever it's called. Hellbrand. And so looks like it might be some fun. Worth checking out in trade, I think. Falcon number 4. Ronnie Barnes written and Joshua Cassara on art. Take Flight Part 4. Falcon struggles to free his own soul from hell as Dr. Voodoo and the Patriot tied desperately to help him. With Mephisto, ruler of the Dark Realms, standing in their way, rescuing Sam is easier said than done. I like Mephisto. Love that cover. That's kind of a cool cover too. So they've upgraded the Falcon's costume. Looks kind of like it. Looks interesting now that he's no longer Captain America. Gwenpool, the Unbeatable, issue number 24. I'm not a fan of Gwenpool at all because, of course, I don't like Deadpool. So Gwenpool, it just personally makes my skin crawl, but I'm sure it's fun for those that are reading it. So yay, hurrah, but not for me. Monsters Unleashed, kind of surprised that Monsters Unleashed is still around. Number 10, Justin Jordan written and Batchin on the art with R.B. Silva doing the cover. Learning Curve Part 2. Elsa Bloodstone is missing. Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of this cover, but don't really care for the cover itself. Ms. Marvel number 26. G. Willow Wilson writing it. Nico Leon doing the art. Cover by somebody I'm not going to pretend to try and pronounce the name. Teenage Wasteland Part 2. Old Enemy has returned with monstrous new trick to boot. Okay, that's interesting. So it's a giant chameleon inside of a robot suit chasing a blonde, looks like a cosplay version of Ms. Marvel. Could be some fun. Whoever did it. Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, issue number 27. So we've got Brandon Monclair writing and Nacha Brutus doing the cover art and interiors. So one of those comics that clearly isn't geared for all of us, but clearly has a massive fan base outside of the direct market. And so that's why that comic will continue to be around. It's a Fantastic Four, turn to a life of crime. Wait a minute. There ain't no more Fantastic Four. So we'll have to figure it out. Black Bolt, issue number 9. Samin Hamad, written Christian Ward on art. Love this book. Really been enjoying it so far. Excited to see that it's continuing. My only question continues to be, as long as this is continuing, does that mean we're never going to see the Image book, The Odyssey, because Christian Ward is busy making money doing this as opposed to doing that? So they've broken out of their alien prison. We'll see here. Looks like he's hooking up with Captain America. Of course, they do the classic Captain America and the person that's attacking him. You can see in the shininess of his shield. In this case, it is Black Bolt screaming at him. I really like it, though, even though it's been used a million times. The Christian War art is just wonderful. I really, really like the way his stuff looks. So continue to be excited to read that for sure. Ooh. Let's see here. Secret Warriors? I don't know. Anybody reading Secret Warriors? There's some interesting people on it. Moon Girl, Ms. Marvel. Was that Magic back there? Is that supposed to be Karnak throwing dice? I'm not sure who the other two are. Don't care for that cover, but... Thanos, Lord Donny Cates. Jeff Shaw doing all the artwork on it. Artwork looks kind of cool. Not particularly a fan of Thanos, so have no much interest in that. Moon Knight 191, Max Bemis and Jansen Barrows doing the artwork on it. Crazy Runs in the Family Part 4. You know, I'm okay with the whole Moon Knight being not exactly of sound mind, but there has to be more to the character and what he's doing than him just being crazy pants. So, of course, this cover is based off of the classic Gothic family. Is that what it's called? We got the farmer with the pitchfork and his wife. American Gothic. I'm being told. Ethan's helping me out, but which is kind of cool. But I don't know. Like I said, there's got to be more to that than that. X-Men Gold Annual #1, which to me that of course that is Excalibur, right? I mean that's the Excalibur crew. I like the fact that Captain Britain has got a beard. I don't remember him having a beard before, so that's kind of cool. I'm pro beard. If anybody doesn't know, I'm pro beard. So Excalibur reunion, yeah. 20th anniversary. A brand new Braddock bundle of joy. The return of D'Ibarra the hero. Kitty's Shadowcat costume. Enough said. So don't know if I'm that excited to pick up a $5 annual though for it. X-Men Gold #19. Part of some Negative War Part 4, and then X-Men Gold #20 is the Negative War Part 5. The X-Men Fight a God. No, really. I guess enough said, right? I don't like the way that's colored, but yeah, whatever. Who's the dude with the Spider-Man, the spider on his chest there? A tattoo version of Spider-Man. No idea what that's about. Yeah, I do not care for this cover artist. I don't like the hard angles of the colors, if that makes sense. You know, they're hard-edged blobs of color dabbed into the picture is what it looks like. Not real keen on that. The covers are by Ken Lashley. And #19, the interior art's by him too. So I don't know what to think of that. Of course, the X-Men Blue stuff, 19 and 20, Cross Time Capers, 3 and 4. Cullen Bunn-written. R.B. Silla is the artist on both of them, with cover art by Arthur Adams. Good old Arthur Adams. I like Arthur Adams. I like arts. I like his. You know, they're so of the era. You know, wasp waist, big chested women and whatnot. But there's just something about his line work, the thickness of his line. He still continues to use line work to add depth and shadow to some degree on his characters and stuff, and I enjoy that. I'm also really interested. I like this cover because, of course, it's got our classic X-Men on the cover, and then mirrored surface below them is the newer versions of some of those characters and whatnot, which is kind of cool. So, and there is no cover for 20, which is kind of a bummer because I kind of like those. X-Men Blue Annual. Still written by Cullen Bunn, of course. Cover art is by Nick Bradshaw. Whatever. Annual, I'm not particularly interested in, I guess. Let's see here. Trying to keep track of all of my comments and all the places they might be coming in, so I'm not really missing anything. Looking over the comments, Gore Vidal is here. He's saying that he picked up the Lazarus X66 today, all 4 issues. Looking forward to Lazarus' return. And Amazon is has picked it up for a actual series. It'll be really cool. It's going to be super dark, as far as the series goes. I've been enjoying the Lazarus X66, even though each issue's kind of been its own thing with a different artist and whatnot. It's been kind of interesting to dip back into some dangling plots, lines, and stuff like that to further flesh out the world and stuff. So I've been enjoying that too. Didn't get my issue, so I'm looking forward to getting that this next week when it comes out. So that'll be some pretty cool stuff, I think, for sure. Old Man Logan, Ed Brisson, Mike Jr. The Hand are unstoppable and unlikable. So, what is the Scarlet Samurai really after? There's a Scarlet Samurai? I've been on the loop that long? Oh, it's the Silver Samurai, except for scarlet colored and a lady. Cool. Kind of like that cover. Like the moodiness of it. And Old Man Logan number 34. Let's see, now this cover I don't like. Why? Why these random big faces, upper, torso kind of thing with the hand and ninjing around, and then a smaller version of the same character standing next to a motorcycle, and his claws are so long, they are almost as long as his leg. They are longer than his arms. How does that work? Explain the physics to me of how he has claws that are longer than his whole arm. Not just his forearm, but his whole arm. I don't know. So now I'm talking less about solicitations and more picking on covers. Only Wolverine, number 29. Tom Taylor still writing this book. Excellent. One Cabal, covers by Elizabeth Torque. Orphans of X, Part 5. Oh, X-23 getting to carry the mantle of Wolverine still. Begin to wonder what happens. At some point, Wolverine will come back, right? And then how's that exactly going to work? I don't know. This is a Dan Mora cover for All New Wolverine, number 30. Why are some of these coming out twice? And it's random, right? When a book comes out twice a month for Marvel, it's not like there's necessarily there's Dakin, right? Necessarily an explanation as to why that is. I don't know. Iceman number 9. Cena Grace, written Robert Gill on art. A cover by Kevin Wanda. Nice. I like Kevin Wanda's artwork. Kind of interesting. Cool stuff there. Generation X number 86. Terry Dotson cover. The kids of the generation are trapped inside the X mansion with M-Plate stalking them. Now, without Jubilee, Gen X must defend themselves from the vampire mutant. All this plus the return of another original Gen Xer. Who is it? You got to read to find out. Interesting stuff. Weapon X number 13. Greg Pak written. Yadre Sinar on art. I like that artist. And David Yakama on art. This is a Nuke Clear War Part 2. Oh, and of course, you've got Nuke on there. This wonderfully American painted face. Give me the red ones. Give me the red ones. Give me the blues. Give me the blues. No, more red, more red. Remember when that character was first introduced in Daredevil? Fun stuff. Cable 153. Newer Mutants Part 4. Is anybody reading Cable? I am not interested in the Cable, I guess. I quit reading before the Rob Liefeld stuff was injected into the X-verse. Not really a big of a fan of any of his characters as a whole. I'll be honest with you, I haven't really given him much of a chance, though, to tell you the truth. I do see here Longshot's in this. I do like Longshot. I like that character. But beyond that, I don't really have much of an opinion that I'm not really interested in. So looking over the comments again here. Mike's telling me it's called the Marvel double screw as to why some things get shipped twice. So Gordon Duval is asking, Travis or anyone in the chat know why DC has not relaunched Legion of Superheroes? You know, I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see. In the New 52, they did Legions of Superheroes, right? And they had like the Lost Legion, which they kind of took some of the Legionnaires and threw them into the current, 2015 or whatever it was during the New 52. They're stuck there trying to figure things out. It was not a very good book at all. I tried getting it. I don't know. I think they're waiting for maybe possibly the right group of people to do it. It kind of surprises me they don't do it because, the Legions of Superheroes is such a huge group. I mean, there's so many characters to play with in that you could tell, some story with some characters for a while, move on to other characters. I would be interested in that. But I don't know. The wishful rumor mill, and I say wishful rumor mill because I don't think it's really going to happen, is that Hickman would come to DC and write that book. And a long, drawn-out Hickman version of Legion of Superheroes would be awesome. I don't know that it's going to happen, but I know Hickman is no longer doing any work for Marvel. He's just doing his independent stuff. So it's not like he's potentially not available. But like I said, it's more wishful thinking. I don't know that there's anything out there that really proves or actually indicates that maybe he is doing it. But I don't know why they aren't using the Legion of Superheroes. I think they should be. I just think the last couple launches of Legion of Superheroes has not been very successful. So I think it's more along the lines of I don't think they know what to do with the product. Would be my guess as to why we're not seeing it. Would be my guess. So, Despicable Deadpool 292 and 293. We all know how I feel about Deadpool, so not particularly interested. I'll show you the covers though if you're interested. There's a cover. We could only hope that Rogue crushes him into the ground and we never see from him again. Would be nice. I do have to admit this one's funny. It's the spin-off of the old Wile E. Coyote as he's falling off the cliff, writing something down, but that's kind of fun. X-Men, Grand Design issue 2 of 2. Oh, I didn't realize it was only 2 issues long. I might have picked it up then. I decided not to pick it up, even though I love Ed Piskor. I like his style of stuff and whatnot. Revisit all the X-Men history with Eisner-winning writer-artist Ed Piskor. Except I don't need to be retold what's already out there. I was hoping we were going to get something new out of it. So, yeah. Reveal the biggest moments, or relive the biggest moments in X-Men history, fighting the Sentinels, the discovery of the Savage Land, the death of Charles Xavier. For the X-Fan, Inside Everyone, 48 pages for $5.99. Like I said, the art in it will be cool. I just love it. I mean, that's just, yeah. Hello there. Mind if I lick your ankle? I don't know. It's going to be cool as far as that goes. But why do we need, if you're an X-Men fan, why would you need that retelling? I don't know. I just read the source material, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. Deadpool versus Old Man Logan. Yawn. The Punisher Platoon 506. I hear people are liking this because, of course, it's Garth Ennis doing doing the Punisher, and it's Punisher set back in his military time. So that's, you know, probably pretty cool. For me, that's something I'll look at it potentially in trade. Marvel's Avenger Infinity War Prelude 1 of 2. Okay, I'm going to read this because I do not know what the heck this is about. When a terrorist puts the Avengers at odds, Captain America and the Winter Soldier go rogue to find him, but Iron Man isn't far behind. Will the Avengers survive the fallout? Then find out where Captain America, the Falcon, and Black Widow are headed next, because the world needs heroes, whether it wants them or not, and get a sneak peek at Tony Stark's brand new armor. Get ready for Marvel's Avengers Infinity War Part 1, the special prelude. This is to the movie? Is that what this is? It must be, right? Oh, yeah. I mean, that's clearly characters out of the movie. So a book that I will clearly miss because I do not like books that are based on, you know, that are just basically sales pitches. So, yeah. Go back, look at some comments here. J-Rock is asking, what do you guys think about Justice League International? Thinking about getting the omnibus. I hear Batman beats up Guy Gardner, and he does. I like the original, Justice League International. It was fun. Yeah, I don't know. Beyond that, as far as that. Gara Vidal, I've been rereading the Giffen-Levitz run from the 80s, which I enjoyed very much. Heck, it would be an excellent choice if it panned out. Thanks, Travis. Yes, I like the Giffen-Levitz run too. I think early Wade written Legion, I hear, is supposed to be pretty good too. One of my good friends, Eric from Longbox Review, who me and him have been comic book friends since about 1984. Reads pretty much all of the Legion stuff. I think he was pretty much a fan of that too. Typically, I didn't buy Legion. I'd borrow from him back when we were in junior high and high school. I'd read his copies and see how that usually works. It's one of the books that he'd buy all the time, and I'd read the copies of and whatnot. So, but they should bring that franchise back. It doesn't make sense for them not to. So, Runaways issue number 5. Runaways came out during that era when I was not reading comics, so I don't have a lot of excitement about this. So I haven't been checking it out. I'm assuming that somebody is. I know there's Runaway TV show coming up fairly soon on Hulu, right? So that may give it an extra boost there too. So, yeah. And then we get into the Star Wars stuff that I'm not even going to talk about because I'm just not interested in Star Wars stuff. And there's a lot of Star Wars stuff. And they'll just keep putting out different Star Wars stuff because, of course, people are excited for that. So that's cool. And then we get into trades and whatnot. And I don't want to go through those. So I'm going to flip over here and we'll see if I can find DC solicitations. And we'll go over those real quick. And then I'll probably be done because I'm going to be hoarse. Me doing all the talking and not having anybody else on to talk with me. So let's see here. Let's go. Screen share here again. So once again, I'm using Newsarama's website to look at DC Comics January solicitations. What's coming out that I'm going to be excited about? So we're going to get a lot of the new comics from the that are spinning out of like the Dark Knight's metal and are from the Dark Universe or Multiverse or whatever the heck all that is. Largely, a lot of it I'm not interested in, but I'll talk a little bit about what I know about them and what I'm interested in and not interested in as far as that goes, right? So let's make sure it's sharing the way it's supposed to. Looks like it. Okay. So first up, we have Sideways. I am not touching this with a 3,000-foot pole because it is written by Dan DiDio, and I will not read anything that's written by Dan DiDio. If he's credited as writing anywhere on it, I'm not touching it. He is... destroys pretty much anything he writes. If somebody else would start out writing it, it's awful. So yeah, so I'm not going to touch it. I don't care for yeah. No interest whatsoever. At any rate, so Sideways, let's see the cover. I'll show you the cover. So there's the cover. So he looks like he's like tearing through a reality or a dimension or something like that. That's a Kenneth Rathkoff cover, and he does the art on the inside. So during the events of Dark Knight Metal, high school junior Derek James accidentally fell through a rift into the dark matter dimension. Now, as Sideways, he can create rifts in midair to leap through dimensions at will. But will that much power comes great reliability or liability? And the cracks are starting to form in the fabric of space-time continuum. Dun, dun, dun. Fold-out cover on the thing. 32 pages for $2.99. So it is the $3 price. So that's nice. That's a bonus. The book I am excited about, The Terrifics, issue number 1, comes out in January, written by Jeff Lemire, art by Ivan Reyes and Joe Prado, covers by Ivan Reyes. So bound together by fate, united by the spirit of exploration and hope for tomorrow, the Terrifics are bound from the dark multiverse of metal. When Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, Plastic Man, and Phantom Girl find themselves literally bound together by a tragic accident, our team of unlikely allies must rely on one another to make their way back home. But a startling revelation on their return trip brings them face to face with a new mystery, where in the universe is Tom Strong. This actually doesn't come out until February. This is an advanced solicitation. $2.99 for 32 pages. It's the Fantastic Four. It's the Fantastic Four is what it is. I'm not really excited by that cover though. But I'm excited for this book. I love all those characters. So I just think that that's going to be super fun. Interesting that they have Plastic Man in a black and white costume. So they're all kind of wearing a black and white costume almost, it looks like. So yeah, I'm just excited for that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So the Immortal Man number 2, I'm not picking this up either. All this stuff that spuns out of the dark universe, middle universe stuff, most of it I am not picking up. Don't have a whole lot of interest in. Immortal Man 2, written by James Tynion IV, art and cover by Jim Lee, which I see there's my problem right there. I'm not a big Jim Lee fan. This book is going to get delayed. You just know it is. How long is he going to be on the art? Who knows? At any rate, the end of Forever Part 2, following the destruction of their base of operations, the Immortal Men find themselves on the defensive. Their only hope rests in the emerging metahuman named Caden Park. But the evil conquest has gotten to Caden first. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, I know it's all new characters, so I should be interested as far as that goes, but I'm just not excited by it at all. So kind of a bummer, because I kind of want to be some of this new stuff. I kind of want to try it out, but it's got to have something that makes me want to try it out, I guess. Damage number 2, written by Robert Venditti and art and cover by Tony S. Daniels. Damage can smash his way through a war zone, but can he smash his way through the Suicide Squad? Suicide Squad seems like they're everywhere now anymore. Colonel Jonas takes on Amanda Waller in a race to see who can get to Damage first. And while Waller sends Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Parasite, and Gigantica to capture Damage, by any means necessary, Colonel Jonas has her own wicked plan in play. See, I mean, I love Gigantica, don't get me wrong. So and Grande. So I like this version of the Suicide Squad they're using, but I don't know. Doesn't grip me in any way. There's something about that makes you go, God, you gotta have that. Silencer issue 2. Silencer, horrible name. I'll just say Dan Abbott, written art and cover by John Romano Jr. and Sandra Hope. The world's deadliest assassin thought she was out, but the past won't let her leave. It's amazing how everybody is the world's deadliest assassin. If you're an assassin, you can't just be an assassin. You have to be the deadliest assassin. Talia al Ghul, violently displeased. Violent disappearance has led to the mystery that could cost honored guest the lives of her family, and to defend those she loves, Honor must once again don the mantle of Silencer, seeking information from a neutral ground of the assassin's armory. Silencer gets more than she bargained for, as most of the monstrous force of the underworld descended for the kill. Wah, wah, wah. Nothing about that appeals to me either. The art's just like, yeah, okay. No. So as much as I want to be excited about the new stuff, I am not. I am excited about this, though. Swamp Thing Winter Special #1, written by Tom King, art and cover by Jason Fabok. There's also a bonus story in here. It is the beginning of Len Wein, who just recently passed away, original co-creator of Swamp Thing, was going to start a new series, and he was going to start it with art by Kelly Jones. And of course, with the passing of Len, that's not going to happen. So they dovetailed it into this winter special one-shot, 80 pages, $8, $7.99. But it's going to have this awesome artwork by Jason Fabok, and I'm curious to see what Tom King does with Swamp Thing. So, yeah, excited for that. Dark Knight Rising, Wild Hunt, the Wild Hunt #1. Not reading any of this stuff. Not particularly interested. There's a Doug Mahnke cover. I don't know. These designs of these dark characters are just ridiculous to me. They look like over the top Warhammer characters is what they look like to me. So I don't know. Just have a hard time. Batman the Signal, issue #1. It's interesting that they're calling it Batman and the Signal instead of just simply the Signal. Because I thought originally it was just going to be called the Signal. Written by Scott Snyder and Tony Patrick. I'm assuming it's mostly written by Tony Patrick with some direction by Scott Snyder. Typically is how these things kind of go. Cully Hammer art. He does one of the covers. There's a variant cover by Declan Shalvey. This is the Cully Hammer cover, I believe. And yeah, no, this is the Cully Hammer. This is the Cully Hammer cover. The other one was the Declan Shalvey cover. So we'll see. We'll see what that ends up being like. It's going to be a story about Duke Thomas. So see what kind of a story he has to tell. The Doomsday Clock stuff is starting to roll on. Issue #3 of it, of course, written by Jeff Johns with art by Gary Frank. Both covers by Gary Frank. I am not getting this either. I'm not doing event books. I don't care what company is doing them. I am not interested in them. It's those kind of things that if I hear it's just the best thing ever, I will go back and pick it up as 2 trades or whatever. 32 pages for $4.99. Here's one of our covers. This is a Fabok cover. Even though it says they're supposed to be both. Well, no, it's a Frank cover. I take it back. And there's another Frank cover. Kind of like that one, though. That's kind of cool. So, yeah, not particularly interested. Anybody getting that? Looking at getting the Doomsday Clock? I'm not going to. I will be getting this, though. Raven, Daughter of Darkness, issue #1. So, Marv Wolfman written Raven. I enjoyed the last Raven miniseries that came out, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out too. Art by Pop Ma, covered by Yannick Paquette, which I like Yannick Paquette as far as variant covers by Bill Sekowitz. I'm curious to see what the variant covers look like. So, this all-new miniseries, Raven faces a new otherworldly menace that is all too grounded in reality. Plus, Raven's personal life is in an uproar as her mother and aunt struggle for the soul of a Titan. It's up to Baron Winters of the Night Force to intercede on her behalf as she embarks on the adventure called The Girls with Animal Eyes. Interesting. That they're using Night Force characters too, which is another Marv Wolfman creation in the DC universe. So this is the Packet cover. But yeah, I'll curious to check it out. See, now this Raven is redhead, so I don't know if this is the Raven that is in the current Teen Titans. It looks more like it, and the last Raven that I read was not the Raven from the current Teen Titans. So one of those books I know lots of you guys aren't necessarily interested in, but is huge in the book market. DC Superhero Girls Date with Disaster trade. Get 128 pages for $10. And I tell you what, little girls are eating this stuff up. These great characters, and huge Scholastic and book fair sales on the book. That stuff is here to stay. Another book I'm super excited about, Exit Stage Left, Snagglepuss Chronicles, issue number 1, written by Mark Russell. That's the guy who wrote the Flintstones. I liked his kind of bend on the Flintstones. Art by Mike Feehan. Cover art by Ben Cadwell. It's got a variant cover by Evan Doc Shanner. So really excited about this. The basically solicitations is it's 1953 while the United States is locked in a nuclear arms race with the Soviet Union. A gay Southern playwright known as Snagglepuss is the toast of Broadway, but success has made him a target. As he plans for his next hit play, Snagglepuss becomes the focus of a House Committee on Un-American Activities. And when powerful forces align to purge show business of its most subversive voice, no one is safe. Drama, humor, tragedy, it all starts at Exit Stage Left, the Snagglepuss Chronicles number 1. This is 1 of 6, so it's 6 issues instead of being like the 12 like the Flintstones was. I'm just really excited about it. Here's our two covers. Love this cover. This is an excellent cover. Like it a lot, and I think that's the Doc one there. So I'm just looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing what they do with that subject line, and that era is really interesting. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff potentially coming out of that. So Action Comics number 995, written by Dan Jurgens, art by Brett Booth and Norm Rapperin. So it looks like we're getting some Booster Gold, which is only a matter of time before Dan Jurgens writes something he's not going to put Booster Gold in it, right? Because I mean, it's probably one of Dan Jurgens' most famous characters is Booster Gold. So yeah, not that I'm particularly interested. I didn't enjoy Dan Jurgens' Action Comics, so I dropped it early on in the Rebirth stuff. And then 996, more of the Booster Gold stuff, part 4. Aquaman, written by Dan Abbott, art by Riccardo Federici, cover art by, of course, Sejic. How do you say that guy's name? Okay, Ethan doesn't know how to say it either. He just gave me the snort and shake of the head. So that cover looks awesome. I mean, the guy's art is good. And I know you guys keep saying, oh my gosh, Aquaman is awesome right now. And that art really does make it really cool. I mean, I love this. The smoothness of part of it, the ripping muscles in the Hammerhead arm there as he's getting ready to stick Arthur. So, yeah, that's some cool looking stuff there. So, Batman Beyond, issue number 16. I'm impressed that Batman Beyond is still around. Written by Dan Jurgens, art by Phil Hester. See, that makes me want to pick it up. I don't know how many issues that Hester is doing the art on, but The Long Payback, part 3. Stalker arrives in Neo Gotham with one mission: to bring down Batman. Terry will be pushed to his limits against the opponent with superior skills and training, and even Bruce Wayne may not be enough to help him. This is the knockdown, drag-out fight you won't want to miss. Plus, learn who's been hiring Gotham City's Underworld elite to bring down the Bat. Of course, this is the 32 pages, $4 book where you get the digital code. Yeah, I like that cover. That's a cool cover. I love the writing on the on the side of the wall there. It's pretty cool. So, yeah. Batgirl issue number 19 continues to be written by Hope Larson. Wonderful art by Chris Wildgoose. This cover is a Dan Mora cover, I believe. So, with a massive blizzard in Gotham City without warning, Batgirl must brave the bitter cold to discover the truth behind the storm. Is it an act of nature? Is the penguin up to no good? Find out in what promises to be a chilling metropolitan mystery for the ages. I like it when comic books, this comes out in June. I like it when comic books, the weather matches the time of the season, whatever season we're in. For me, I live in the Northern Hemisphere. It's winter in January. So I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. I love this cover. I love the fact the snow there and the snow kind of builds back and it's like penguins back behind it and stuff there. That's pretty cool. I've really been enjoying Batgirl. I think it's the perfect mix of all the different types of Batgirls we've had, over the years, all kind of blended into one. Batgirl and the Birds of Prey. I continue to think I should go back to read more of this. Written by the Benson sisters. Art by Takanara. Cover art by Yannick Paquin. I think Yannick Paquin is going to be done doing cover art here pretty quickly on the book. This one's called Deadly Echo. The new mission by a secretive spiral huntress enlists Batgirl and Black Canary to help infiltrate an exclusive tech conference. Searching for arms dealers masquerading as tech investors, the Birds of Prey must uncover the mysterious plans of Weather Wizard missing wand before the city lights finds itself plunged into permanent darkness. Because it wasn't bad. There always seemed to be artistic problems going along the way. And I just kind of like these three ladies. So I may pick it up, give it back up, give it a try. I'm kind of wishing I was reading it right now because it's got like every female superhero for the DC universe in it seems like. Go check out some comments here. Gordon Vidal says, I wonder if Snagglepuss is based on Tennessee Williams, who took Broadway by storm with his then controversial but successful plays as Street Kingdom Desire, Cat on Tin Roof. Yeah, I was thinking it was that, like it was a mix between that and Truman Capote is the other mix, because Truman Capote, of course, is a gay man, from the South who was kind of a scarlet dilettante-ish kind of a thing too. I think it's kind of a mix of a lot of those things, and all of those things kind of really excite me and make me really interested in checking out Snagglepuss. It just sounds like a great combination of different things that were going on in America around those kinds of times and whatnot. So I'm really curious to see kind of, what that, how that all plays and whatnot. It should be really, really interesting. I hope. Very much excited about that. Batman issue number 38 and 39. Tom King, of course, written Batman. Joe Lee Jones doing the art. Janin cover art. Got some Wonder Woman on the cover there. Excited to always see that. So this is Super Friends Part 3 and Part 4, I would assuming. Batman and Wonder Woman fight together in an epic battle that will define and redefine their relationship. Uh-oh. What bonds these two pillars of the DC universe together? What might tear them apart? Find out as Batman continues his quest for the one thing he's never had: happiness. I am a big Batman Wonder Woman shipper. I would read that comic with that relationship all day long. Not that I have a problem with the Catwoman one. That's cool too. But I would read that tons. So, Blue Beetle number 17, written by Christopher Selbla, which interesting new person writing it. I'd be tempted to pick this book back up again because of a new writer, but it still has Scott Collins on art, and I am not a Scott Collins art fan, pretty much at all. I just do not enjoy his style of work. It's not bad as far as structurally, comic book page and whatnot. I just don't dig his style work, and so it kind of is a turnoff for me. I think this is a cover by him. Yeah. I don't know. There's just something about the line work and whatnot. I just don't. I don't particularly care for. So we'll still be picking that up until I get something different. Of course, you got your Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 2. I know there'll be some people who'll be picking that up. Doesn't interest me a whole lot. I'm not a Turtles fan, so no reason for me to see those two worlds mixed together at all. So Mike is impressed that I can go this long with a bathroom break. But you see, Mike, you don't see me on screen, so how do you know I haven't taken that bathroom break? Which is a joke, because I haven't. So Batman White Knight number 4. I haven't read number 2. Number 2 came out this week. I was hoping to be able to talk about it. But just to let you know, and now an 8-issue miniseries. So I don't know what I think of that. I mean, so are they giving him more room because he really has more story to tell? Are they giving him more room so he can stretch out the story that was already there? I just don't know. So here's our cover art for it. So we got the Joker now being known as Jack Napier, who is basically kind of the dandy darling of Gotham, and Batman clearly. Well, I'll get that picture there. Batman is clearly on the losing end of that as the Joker goes straight and is kind of controlling the city in another way as the upstanding citizen, supposedly. We'll see. We'll see how that all plays out and whatnot. So Batwoman issue number 11. Written by Kay Perkins, who was writing Superwoman when I dropped Superwoman. So I don't know. I'm a bit concerned about that aspect of it. Art by Scott Golitsky, which I like Golitsky's art. Variant cover by Sekowicz. Of course, we're not going to see the variant cover probably, but that's kind of cool. Pigs. It's New Year. Professor Pig needs a new Daleks for his latest artistic endeavor. Batwoman tries to put her personal demons to bed, but she must stop a madman from carving out his sick intentions. So I don't know if this is like a one-shot or what the deal is. I don't know where Marguerite Bennett is, who's supposed to be taking over the book. I do like that cover. So I'm hoping this is just a one-shot, and I'm hoping we're getting Marguerite Bennett back. I'm hoping that Batwoman isn't on the downslide already, and Perkins is just finishing out the book as it gets closed down and whatnot. So Black Lightning, Cold Dead Hands. I'm not getting this because it sounds to me like it's pitching closer towards what the TV show is going to be, as opposed to staying true to the comic book version of Black Lightning. Written by Tony Isabella, which I think is one of the co-creators of the character, if I remember correctly. Clayton Henry on cover and art. There you go. A deadly shooting, 2 kids orphaned and on the run. One of the alien superweapons Tobias Whale is putting on the streets of Cleveland. Black Lightning must find them before tragedy strikes again, because they are being hunted by police who consider them armed and dangerous, and by a murderous terrorist, White Thunder. So, yeah, no. Bombshells United, which is Marguerite Bennett written. All part of the digital first kind of stuff, I believe. So it's this alternate reality. So it's all the bombshell pinup girl versions of the heroines of the DC universe in their own little kind of universe. A lot of people really like the book. So kind of cool. And Bombshells United number 10. Cyborg number 20. Kevin Grievous written. Cliff Richards doing the art on the book. Kind of surprised in one sense that Cyborg is still around, because I don't know anybody who's currently still reading it. So yeah, Cyborg number 20. Kind of like that art. Kind of the painted look to it. It's kind of strange. Wretch of the Earth Part 2. In trying to save children from the vile clutches of the warlord Uma, Victor feels the pangs of being human again as he contracts a deadly virus. But in protecting them, will he sacrifice the one chance he has of being whole again? Or will he save himself at the cost of his humanity and his whole mortal soul? Deathstroke number 27. Written by Priest, of course. Art by Donan Neves and Jason Paz. Cover art by Ryan Sook. There you go. Love me. Is that a version of Terra? I don't know what to think of this whole him being on a team, so I'm not sure exactly what that's all about. The Fall of Slade Part 2, father and son clash when Jericho flies to the rescue Deathstroke from Jericho's ex, the resurrected Dr. Tonic. Meanwhile, Terra, that is Terra, okay, is summoned to an ambush by the Forgotten, the deadly leader of the White Lotus. Worlds collide as the new Superman demands Deathstroke's arrest. Interesting that they're putting the new Superman in that. That's kind of cool. And there's a Deathstroke Annual #1. Press written and art by Dennis Conway and Bill Sekowitz. So Conway's doing the pencils. Sekowitz will do the finishes in inks. Innocent Man, Team Defiance is pushed to the edge of oblivion when one of their own ends up dead, and Deathstroke is to blame. This is the end of Slade Wilson's hero turn. It's all been building to this. Don't miss the final of Defiance, the events of which will lead to Deathstroke's down a shocking new path. So this is actually a annual of merit because it is. Ugh, I don't like that cover. Because you know, it actually ends the story arc in the annual. A lot of times annuals are just kind of throwaways, so kind of interesting. The robots that follow Mike on Twitter read Cyborg. Well, good. I'm glad somebody is. Dead Man issue #3. Issue #1 came out this week. I don't have my copy yet, but I hear it is like a giant hot mess. I'm hearing that Sleep Reader 666 didn't finish it. I mean, maybe he has finished it now, but he couldn't finish it during lunch, kind of a thing. So, written by Neil Adams, art by Neil Adams. The Spectre, Edric the Demon, and Phantom Stranger smell death all around Dead Man. Shocker. And they've come to get a whiff. But they're about to learn how little they know because the secrets they seek are actually held in the mind of Dead Man's father. And those secrets lie very close to the near-death experience. I love the character Dead Man. Tons and tons. But I just know this is going to be a wreck of a book. Neil Adams' strongest work is behind him, clearly. So. The Demon, Hell on Earth. Of course, I'm getting this also. Andrew Constant written. Art by Brad Walker, which is super exciting. Andrew Hesse. So, at the horrific acts of last issue, which I have no idea is, the highly unstable team of Etrigan, Jason Blood, and Xanadu must face a new threat. I'm not going to read the rest of this because I don't want it spoiled for me, but I am getting it. It's interesting that the two of them, Jason Blood and the Demon, are two separate entities now again, which is cool. You know that won't last, but it'll be kind of curious to see how that plays out. Yeah, excited to see what goes on with that because it's another character I really like a lot. Gotham City Garage, I hear, is actually a fun comic written by Colin Kelly, Jackson Lennings, art by Bernard Ching. Gabriel Hardman covers. Ooh, yeah, I like me some Gabriel Hardman. That's cool. So another alternate reality. Based off of some more statues, kind of like the Bombshell book. So 7 and 8 both come out. In 5 days, Luthor will bring war to the garage. So the gang rides out to assemble an army. Natasha Irons is determined to save her world, but sending so many of her friends away on missions leaves her alone with Barbara and the Batman. Can she defend the garage against the first of Luthor's metahuman league, the Flash? So, actually sounds kind of fun. Detective Comics 972 and 973. Tini written, of course. Cover art by Gilliam March. This is the Fall of the Batman Part 4. I'm not going to read into it. a whole bunch because I don't want it spoiled for me, and solicitations sometimes do that. I'll be curious to see what goes on with the whole fall of the Batman stuff. I have been enjoying Detective Comics. And this month, Detective Comics has an annual. Art by Eddie Burrows. So, Clay, here it is. The shocking, heartbreaking origin of Clayface, including his first conflict with Batman. Actor Basil Carlo was on the cusp of fame and fortune, the kind he had dreamed of through his painful childhood, until the accident robbed him of the good looks that took him to the top. Because scars don't make you a monster, only the darkness in your heart can do that. And in the wake of the accident, Carl's darkness is revealed. Why are we getting an origin story for Clayface? I have no idea. It's not like we don't all kind of know what that is. I would like to see a future story on Clayface. What is he now? What's important? What's relevant about him now? So it's kind of a bummer. The Flash, 3839 by Joshua Williams. Howard Porter doing the art on one, and Carmine Del Bianco doing the art on the second one. So 700th anniversary of the Flash. I love that cover. Looks like Gorilla God getting ready to, or is it the Inhuman? One of the two. Getting ready to smash the Flash. It's Gorilla God. So that's kind of cool. The Flash annual. Green Arrow 36. Green Arrow has moved to once a month instead of twice. So I'm curious about picking it back up again. Benjamin Piercy, because it was okay, just not twice a month. Okay. Benjamin Piercy written still. Juan Ferreira on the art. Trial of Two Cities, Part 4. So I'm waiting for this arc to get over, then I'll get on it. Trapped to the bottom of the ocean, running up air. Green Arrow must find a way to surface to save Seattle before someone he loves pays the ultimate price for his mistake. So, yeah. Wait for that arc to be over with, and then I'm going to check it out. Green Lanterns 38 and 39. World of Our Own, Part 2. So it's still got Simon and Jessica off chasing stuff around. Should be some good stuff there, probably. Tim Seeley's doing the writing on it now. Interesting change. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Chorus, still Robert Vedetti on 36 and 37. Jack Herbert doing the art on one of them, and Sandoval doing the art on the other. The Power of Zod, Part 1. So they're going to be fighting Zod. After the recent battle with Superman in Action Comics, General Zod recovers as he takes control of a small, underdeveloped world. When Hal Jordan investigates, it sets the course for a competition between the Kryptonian warrior and the Corps' bravest and brightest lanterns. Harley Quinn 35 and 36. Now written by Frank Tier. Art by Inca Miranda, which I really love their artwork, so I don't know. But new kind of story, I would guess. Man Batter Up, Part 1. Harley's in a dark place after the hard right turn in her life took. So when the citizens of Coney Island say it was a mysterious bat that kidnapped one of her friends, she's not going to take it lying down. Amanda Conner is still doing the covers. So it's Harley Quinn as a man bat. Okay. So Harley and Ivy meet Betty and Veronica. Jenny Friesen cover. That's kind of fun. Like the mirrored effect there. I have no idea what's going on in this story. Might be some fun characters though and whatnot. So Hellblazer number 18, written by Richard Cadre, which I'm hoping this is going to be a turn. Richard Cadre is a novelist, so we'll see what that ends up being like. Art by David Fabry and Jose Moranez Jr. Looks like some Indian or Tibetan, maybe Chinese kind of thing. Let's see here. The Bardo Score finale. So this is the end of this arc. Constantine's latest foray into detective work is getting uglier every moment. Bodies are falling, and there's a gun pointed at him, and the stupid grin on his face is ruining his study air of detached cool. Can he con his way out of this one? I don't know. I may be done with Hellblazer. Not exciting me a whole lot. I mean, Justice books keep coming out. You know, some people are really digging these things and whatnot, based off the video game, but still clearly its own thing. So it's kind of cool. Interesting seeing Plastic Man in that. It's not a world I would imagine Plastic Man in. Book I'm looking forward to checking out. Mystic U, issue number 2. Art by Mike Norton, written by Elisa Whitney. Cover art by the guy who does the cover art for Hawkeye. With the class in full swing, Zatanna starts to realize that celebrity will only get you so far at Miskatonic U. Could the mysterious ladies of Thran hold the key to success inside and out of the classroom? Now Zatanna must choose between rushing the sorority with all the answers and her rebellious relationship with Faust. Will she find a way to balance the two, or is this a bad romance over before it even began? The bi-monthly miniseries continues. Bi-monthly, 2 of 3. So that means, and it's a $6 book, 48 pages. So I bet you it's the square bound format, and it comes out every other month. Justice League number 36, 37, written by Priest. So I'm excited for that. Art by Pete Woods. Excited by that. So new story, new creators on the book. Justice Lost Part 3. Footage of a major Justice League failure ends up on an extremist website, going viral across social media and prompting a congressional investigation of the team. A public debate explodes over America's trust in the Justice League. The team faces a crisis of confidence in Batman and his methods, which ultimately highlights the fractures within the team over civil rights and methodology. Super excited for all of that. Sounds like a lot of fun. There's our cover. All arranged. So I'm jumping back on Justice League to at least check out new creators and see what they can bring to the game. Justice League of America issue 22 and 23. Steve Orlando written. Neil Edwards doing the art. Covers by the Dodsons. So they're fighting the Queen of Fables, which is a great character. Lots of fun. I've read her in Wonder Woman books anyway. This is the Queen of Fables Part 1. Mighty Beyond the Mirror. The great threat that Batman assembled the Justice League of America to stop has finally arrived in the form of the Queen of Fables. With her reality warping power, her intent is to take over the real world and the imaginary and rule over everything. Without Batman, does the Justice League stand a chance against her, or will reality crumble at the Queen's whim? So they're going to get Batman out of the book. It might be interesting to read. I haven't been real keen on the first couple issues anyway. Book I'm super excited about, as always, Mr. Miracle, written by Tom King, art by Mitch Childs. Nick Darrigan does the regular cover. There's also a variant by Jared's, and I will get the variant cover of it, but just wonderful, war-torn, interesting book that I'm really enjoying a whole lot. New Superman issue number 19. Originally, this book was supposed to be done at 19 or 18, so excited to see this going. Akira Tamaki is still writing it. Art by Brent Peoples and Richard Friend. Cover by Philip Tan. I'm not a Philip Tan comic book artist. I like his art plain by itself, but this is actually a pretty decent piece. But I've seen him do some art when I've been at cons. They're just amazing stuff, but I don't like what's typically in the comic book. So anyway, A Day in the Life. New Superman, the Justice League of China change changed the meta-human landscape in China forever. And Lenny Lang has reported on their heroics since day one. But there's more to Shanghai's ace reporter that meets the eye. When faced with turmoil in her own family, Lang's commitment to reporting the truth will be tested like never before. So I'm kind of excited about it. It's going to be a Lois Lane kind of version of the story. So that's kind of cool. Ragman issue number 4, Mary Fox, Nico Miranda artwork, Gillian March covers. I love the Ragman character. I wish that this design was more like the original design, the hooded, cloaked character. And I wish the powers were closer to the original 2 and less like the TV show, you know, where it's like he's like an octopus almost, where his bandages wrap around people and do stuff. I do like this cover though, like the colors of it and that sort of thing. So I'm going to keep getting this. It's a 6-issue miniseries, but I didn't want this kind of change, I guess. So Nightwing issue number 36, number 37, written by Sam Humphries, Bernard Chang doing the art on one issue, and Klaus Janson doing the art on the second issue. I have dropped this after it tied into the metal stuff. Once again, it's Nightwing having his ass beat in some fashion or another on the cover. Nightwing seems to suffer that a lot. It seems to me like, at any rate, I don't know. And there's the Nightwing New Order stuff. So Kyle Higgins written with Trevor McCarthy on art, so it looks really cool. Probably a fun story. I just decided I was kind of burnt on Nightwing, so I didn't get it. That was issue 6 of it, the end of it. So Suicide Squad, written by Cy Spurrier. That's kind of interesting. Fernando Pesera doing the art on it. Eddie Burrows cover. The Chosen One, Part 1. When a popular new threat threatens the safety of Earth, Suicide Squad is called into action, and they bring a new member. But who is this mysterious One? And what are his powers? Is there more to him than meets the eye? Okay. I don't see Juan on the cover, so who knows? 34, it's more of the Juan thing. So, Superman 38 and 39, written by Pierre Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. Yay! Oh, Ed Bendis doing the art on 38. 39, Barry Kinston is doing the art. Super Sons of Tomorrow finales in those 2 issues. I believe I am getting the Super Sons stuff, so we'll see how that all plays out. Not excited to have these crossovers, but it happens to be one that I will get just because, like I said, I'm getting the Super Sons, which I love the Super Sons. This comic as a whole, this cover is awesome, but grim at the same time. It's been such a super fun comic. I mean, it's just really, really fun. Laugh a lot through it. Just really, really enjoy it a lot. George Jimenez's artwork is amazing inside of it. So, yeah. Red Hood and the Outlaws number 18. Scott Lobdell writing it. Art by Sergio Sandoval. It's I think the end of the Bizarro Reborn stuff. So Bizarro is slowly losing his super smarts. So we'll see what happens there. Actually, Red Hood and the Outlaws has been really good, surprisingly good this whole time. So excited by that. Supergirl number 17. Steve Orlando and Jody Hauser. So I don't know how much each of them are doing what part of the writing on that. Dropped this a while ago. It just wasn't really doing anything for me. Ugh, green cover. Plain Sight Part 3. Superwoman number 18. I think this is the final issue of Superwoman. Kay Perkins writing it. Stefan Zell doing the art. Covered by Phil Jimenez, who should have been writing the book the whole time. It wouldn't have got canceled. Midnight Hour finale. Kind of a bummer. But, you know, can't expect it to stick around when no one's buying it, and I'm not buying it, so I imagine nobody else is either. A day in the life of Superwoman, but someone else is in the driver's seat. Will Superwoman manage to break her mind free from the Midnight's digital grasp and dispel her twisted protocol once and for all? Teen Titans number 6. More of the Super Sun stuff. This is actually the following part 1. It's in the aftermath of the Super Sons of Tomorrow. Titans are left without a place to call home. So the tower has been wrecked by something. Shouldn't be paying. This is the problem with looking at advanced solicitations, is it spoils some books, right? So the Titans, still written by Dan Abnett, cover and art by Paul Peltray in this one. No idea what's going on in the Titans these days. It's not Brett Booth on art, so that's a better one for me personally, anyway. The Titans attempt to regain the balance after their epic clash with Trora, Donna's villainous future self. Okay, I look forward. I look towards a brighter tomorrow, but the Justice League wants answers about Donna Troy's true nature, and they all get them. Dun dun dun. Trinity number 7. James Robinson has written it. Patrick Zirk's doing the art on it. No Home for You Here, Part 1. Batman and Superman embark on a quest to help Wonder Woman rediscover Themyscira. Gee, haven't we already had this story in those 24 issues of Wonder Woman? But finding Diana's lost home proves to be more difficult than these 3 heroes expected. While on their journey, a distress call from a nearby ship turns out to be more than meets the eye, and the Trinity find themselves marooned on the dreaded island of Skaltaris. To make their way back home, our heroes will have to overcome Demonos, who will stop at nothing to seal off Skaltaris from the rest of the world forever. Yawn. Yeah. Glad I've dropped the Trinity too. And Wonder Woman number 38 and 39, written by James Robinson. Art by Emmanuel Cappuccino. Paul Rinnan does the cover. More of what I'm interested in. This is a Swan Song, Part 1. Yeah. Vanessa Calpris thought the world of Wonder Woman. Nobody had treated her with more kindness after the accident that shattered her life. But tragedy wasn't finished with Vanessa. And she's come to believe that the woman she trusted most is the author of everything that happened to her. Just not particularly interested in this version of Wonder Woman. And of course, there's the Wonder Woman Conan stuff. This is issue 5 of 6. Where's the background? Come on. Come on, comic book cover artist. Aaron Lopresti cover, Gail Simone written, a team up of Conan and Wonder Woman. Suppose that. Then there's the Wild Story of Michael Gray story. I'm not going to read the solicits for it, particularly because I don't want it spelled for me. Brian Hill is writing it. Art by N. Stephen Harris. Did not care for the first issue. We'll see how the rest of it goes. That cover is Dennis Conway and Bill Sikowitz. The cover, Wildstorms. Totally loving Wildstorms. Some great stuff. Warren Ellis, John Davis, Hunt art. Not going to read the solicitations for it because I don't want to know. But it has been really cool. Looks like they're popping into IO here. Are some of our main characters, clearly Grifter there, and some of the other characters, and they're going to wreak some sort of havoc. Looking forward to that. And then we get into trades, which I don't read some of the trades. Feature Quest, the Jetsons, Rough and Ready Show, Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. Some good stuff there. Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo Team Up. Who's he teamed up with? He's teamed up with the Birds of Prey. That's kind of fun. And they're in the classic costume. Batgirl in the classic costume. That's kind of fun. And then hardbacks and trades and all that kind of good stuff. Yay. Well, this has been exciting and all. I hope that, you know, you guys kind of enjoyed listening to me ramble on about solicitations. I know, not the most exciting thing in the world, but hey, I don't have comics, so what else are we going to do? Let's see if I get the right thing up here. At any rate, look at my comments really quick here, and I'm going to probably call it a night because I'm going to get hoarse from just talking constantly. So, so I was hoping to see more books like Mike's saying he was hoping to see more books like the Being Supergirl oversized issue. I think that Miskatonic U is going to be that way. That's why it's coming out every other month. It's a thicker book. I think it's going to be square bound. And there is a Batman book out right now that I think is also the same way, kind of a deal. So they're out there. They're few and far between, but hopefully we'll keep seeing more and more of those. That's for sure. But at any rate, thanks everybody for tuning in. Who tuned in? That was in the comments. I know this isn't the most exciting thing, just listening to me talk some of the solicitation stuff. I would really like to have gotten into some of the others. I probably should have just done the independent ones because we all know the Marvel and DC stuff as a whole. But anyway, hopefully I will have comics on time next week. We'll see how that all plays out. Next week we'll be running into a holiday, so hopefully my comics come on Friday, because if they don't come on Friday I won't see them until Monday again, because Veterans Day lands on Saturday. Mail service will not work on Saturday, so if I don't get it on Friday, guaranteed I will not have books. And if that's the case, I don't know what I'm going to do. I am going to be begging you all to come on the show and be live with me and chat some books and stuff like that, because I'll be talking about really old books. I guess I'll be talking about the last 2 weeks worth of books and not the current books, if that happens. But hopefully it won't happen. So hopefully it'll all be fixed and everything will be great. So that said, have a great one, everybody. I'm happy that the show, worked. I wasn't, no strikes against me, none of that kind of crazy stuff happened. So all good there. And means we should have some great stuff coming forward. Anyway, I'm done because I'm just babbling now and I'm tired. Happy Saturday night. See you next week.